Welcome back to my channel, Rising with Rachel. I am Rachel, and together we rise and talking about all things cosmic and consciousness. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Maybe leave us a like, comment if you're feeling like you want to spread the love, as it does help the silly little 3D matrix human algorithm. As much as I don't want to be a part of that, I do want to be a part of spreading the messages that are needed in order to awaken the collective consciousness on a grand scale. So please help me spread these messages because the world needs them, and we are anchoring new earth energies right here, right now, into Earth's crystalline grid structure and raising the vibration of the planet. So if you're here with me, thank you for being on the forefront of this spiritual revolution and help me spread the word. Let's get right into this message because it's a good one. You need to start showing up for yourself. I'm talking about both small and big ways. The small ways that you show up for yourself actually allow you to build depth and capacity to show up for yourself in bigger ways. The more that you can accomplish tasks and build this momentum within yourself, the more that your heart, body, mind, soul starts to trust itself, to trust you, to be able to expand and receive more that the universe has waiting for you in order to draw in more manifestations and more of the alignment that you feel is coming, is on its way to you. You need to empty what it is that isn't serving you anymore. And one of those things is not showing up for yourself. Even if showing up for yourself right now means that you are just holding yourself accountable for brushing your teeth every morning and night before bed, and that having that one little piece of routine means that you are dedicating time to show up for yourself, then let it be that. Whether it means that you are going to make sure you create 3 pieces of content a week and hold yourself accountable for that, show up whatever way you need to in order to allow yourself to build that momentum. I recently saw an amazing video that said you don't need more motivation, you need more momentum. And let me tell you how true that is, okay? Because there's this snowball effect that happens when you start showing up for yourself. You realize that things like answering emails and paying the bills on time really aren't that hard, and that you were just stuck in your head and stuck in the ethers and anywhere else really besides your body. You need to just start saying yes, just start taking the leap. Literally, don't give yourself longer than 3 seconds to do anything, to make any decisions, to press the alarm clock, to get out of bed. Give yourself 3 seconds. There's a really good Stoic quote that goes along the lines of, it's not that we tell ourselves we'll never do it, it's just that we tell ourselves we'll do it tomorrow. And I know I'm guilty of that. I know you're guilty of that. Everyone in their mamas is guilty of that, okay? So when you don't allow yourself to think for longer than 3 seconds and you just do, you are showing up in your most authentic way. You are being yourself. You are showing up for yourself. You are just saying yes to the right now and no to the overthinking. Because really, it's the overthinking that stops us, right? If you are not in your body, if you are not just throwing your feet out of bed the second that that alarm rings, you are in your head saying, oh, the day's about to start. I have so much to do. And then boom, you're asleep again. You need to give yourself 3 seconds to get your ass out of that bed and just start your day. You need to start showing up for yourself. It's funny because I realized that I actually used to practice this a lot in high school. You know, everything about life and consciousness is that it all comes back full circle, and it's just showing up again and again and again with different faces and new experiences so that you can learn the same lesson, if not graduate the lesson and keep it pushing. But this is something that I think is a lesson we all will carry with us for the rest of our life. Like, we are constantly going to be learning all new ways how to show up for ourselves and what that means depending on the level of awareness that we are at and consciousness that we are residing on and what place in our life we're at. But this is something that I've really been dealing with a lot recently at the forefront of my awareness, because I have dreams and I want to make them come true. And I've realized I've spent so much time in my head planning and waiting for everything to be perfect and stuck in fear that I'm not just doing it. I'm not just hopping out of bed and giving myself that 3 seconds. I'm sat saying, oh, I got so much to do and blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, obviously, I know consciously that it's going to be a lot of work to accomplish my dreams. And I guess that's probably what stops me, because it's all easy work, right? It's all easy because it's things that I'm passionate about. I've been struggling of like, where is this discourse coming from? Because I don't want to do the things that I know I want to make my career. And I've realized it's because I've been dealing with this inability to show up for myself and to just take that leap. And it really starts with the little things, like I said. So I personally have been finding small ways to show up for myself. And one of the things I've been doing every single day is stretching, making that my non-negotiable. I dedicate this 15 minutes minimum a day to building my character around dedication and showing up for myself, to prove to myself that it's safe to trust my own word to show up for myself. And even though this might not feel like something I want to do in the moment, I know eventually it'll feel like second nature to me. I'll just do it and not have any resistance on a small scale to showing up for myself in this way. And I've also been doing this with food. I'm showing up for myself by cooking more and eating better meals and nourishing my body. And I'm showing myself that I can show up in these small ways so that I can show up in these big ways, right? Because there's no way you can show up for yourself in the big ways if you don't show up for yourself in those small ways. It's like making a to-do list with 35,000 things on it and you know there's only 24 hours in a day. Like, it's just not possible. You can't get to point Z without going through points A through Y. So start small, but just start. And if it's not giving yourself longer than 3 seconds to get out of bed. But it's funny because I realize this is something I used to practice in high school with the boy that I had a crush on. And I used to get so nervous about sending text messages, having him think I was weird or something. Like, I'm telling you, I couldn't make eye contact with this person for longer than 10 seconds. And one day I told myself that I can't think about whatever I'm about to send text message wise for longer than 3 seconds. I have to just do it. Just take the leap. And do you know what happened? Every single time that I did that, it was a phenomenal result. It was always better than the regular conversations that I had when I thought about things. Okay. You have to just start doing. Maybe this is all the fire sign that's in my chart, but you just got to take the leap. There's never going to be a right time to do anything. Get married, have a kid, go through trauma. Like, nothing is ever going to be happening at the right time. You have to create the right time. You have to create the container for yourself to show up. You dream of the dreams that you do because they are supposed to be yours. You cannot see so visibly in your mind's eye or feel in your body this amazing future if it wasn't yours. The reason that these visions and feelings have been planted within you is because they are a seed waiting for you to nourish them so that they can blossom into your reality. Your brain's not just out here making up, okay? Sometimes it might be, but not in the case of your dreams. With that being said, showing up for yourself means that you also have to accept failure. You are going to fail a lot. A lot. You are going to fail in a lot of small and big ways. And it's okay. It's a part of the learning curve. It's something that you have to do. You have to accept failure because it's not really failure. You know, rejection is redirection. It's whatever you have the courage to try, you should give yourself a pat on the back for, because now you just know that that's not the way. And that's okay. All right, Dr. Seuss? Sometimes whatever you try is not the way, and that's okay. You have to just keep moving forward. Now you know how to move forward because you know, okay, well, this route didn't work, so it must mean this one might, and if that one doesn't work, then the next one will. Just because something doesn't work out in the way that you wanted to, or not at all, doesn't mean that you failed. Again, you're going to fail, and that's something you have to accept, and it's something that you should honestly be so proud of because it means that you got up and you tried. Failure is something to be proud of because it means that you showed up for yourself today. It means that you're a warrior. It means that you are solution-minded, and you know that where there is one obstacle to be conquered, there is 40,000 ways to conquer it. Don't let your fear of failure stop you from attempting to chase your dreams. That's how you get closer to them. Failure means that you had the courage to show up for yourself today and to try a new path. And just because that path wasn't it doesn't mean that you failed. It means you're getting closer to your dream because you're getting closer to figuring out the right path. Embrace your failures in the small ways and in the big ones. If you couldn't brush your teeth at nighttime today, but at least you did it in the morning, give yourself the pat on the back. Obviously, I say this with grace because there is a fine line between giving yourself too much grace and actually showing up for yourself. You absolutely can give yourself the grace for taking a few steps behind some days, but if you're starting to notice a pattern where you're giving yourself grace a lot, then maybe it's time to kick yourself in the ass. Pushing. Showing up also means being extremely honest with yourself about your failures, okay? Let go of your pride. Let go of your ego. Remember, we're rewiring here how we feel about failure. So your ego is the one that feels a low blow when you think you've failed, not your soul, because your soul knows that there is no such thing as failure, that there is only alignment. Even the things that you are not aligned with, you were aligned with at the time so that you can realize that you are not aligned with them in the bigger picture. Right? That they are not for you. The way that we find what we do want is through the ways that we don't want it. So instead of feeling bad about the difference here, why don't we embrace it and say, wow, I'm getting closer to my dreams? Because then we can turn that good energy into fuel to allow us to get up and try again and fail again and again and again until one day we put the right puzzle pieces together and we say, oh shit, This is it. This is the piece I was looking for. The puzzle is complete. I've got all the answers I need. I've entered this new, amazing, abundant chapter of my life, whatever it is. The puzzle pieces will fit together one day, but the puzzle will never be complete unless you keep attempting to put the pieces together. You can't just sit on your couch all day and stare at a puzzle in a box and hope that it builds itself one day. You have to be the one to take a look at them intricately to see what colors are where and what shapes look like they align, and you have to be the one to build it in the same way that you have to be the one to build your dreams, and that means showing up for yourself. Like I said, small ways and large. I'm gonna go into this deeper in another video, but last point here is that the things that stop you from showing up for yourself, your fears that are conscious or subconscious, are also your fears for a reason. You were given these certain set of obstacles because your soul knew that it had the keys to unlock these doors so that you can get through these obstacles and not just have them be things in your life that stop you from achieving your dreams, but rather tools that help you build the ladder to get them. For example, if you have a fear of being seen, you were born with this fear because you are supposed to conquer it, which is actually why you'll notice a lot of the time you have desires around your fears. Like, how is it that you have a fear of being seen, yet you want to be a singer, or you want to be a content creator, a YouTuber, some occupation that requires you being absolutely seen? It's because you were born with this set of problems because they are your solutions. Once you take the lessons from facing your fears of being seen, you will be able to alchemize them into tools that help you get seen, to sustain being seen. That being said, your fears are aligned with your dreams. So start working through them, even if that fear is what's going to happen today after I get out of bed. Choose to show up for yourself. Do not give yourself longer than 3 seconds to make that decision. Choose you today, because you are not going to get to point Z without going through points A and Y. You cannot end up in your dream life unless you start showing up for yourself, okay? Don't fear failure. Embrace it. It means you're getting closer to who you want to be. Start focusing on the little things. I know you know what your dreams are and all of the magic that awaits for you. I know this amazing feeling of what you deserve that you have coming, that sits in your chest every time you are reminded of your passions, or every time you show up to a job that you don't want to work at and you know that you're meant for more. I know you know what's in store for you intuitively, even if you don't consciously know it. So don't worry about what's happening in the future, because you can't do anything with that. You can't do anything by reflecting on the past or being worried about the future. You can only control right here, right now. And by being present, by being anchored in your body right here, right now, and embodying every moment, every thought, rewiring your brain with every thought that passes through, every thought, every action, every word, anything that you do in every now moment is a new opportunity to show up for yourself. So start choosing you. Start showing up for yourself in the little ways and the small. I believe in you, and the more that you build this snowball effect, the more you're going to see how quickly the universe starts providing everything that is on the other side of you that you know is there for you. But you need to start doing it, because nobody's going to show up for you. You have to start showing up for you. But also I will be showing up for you, because showing up for you also means showing up for me. And that's something I've learned a lot recently. So here I am spreading these messages and hoping that I can plant one little seed that blooms in your consciousness at the exact moment that it's supposed to, or shed light on anything that can really help you to build the life that you've been dreaming of and become the person that you were born here to be. If you're listening to this, you're already doing it. So thank you so much for being here with me. I hope that this helped. I thank you. I see you. I love you. And I honor you and your work that you are doing on this journey with me to help raise the vibration of the planet and expand human consciousness as we know it. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.